Good evening. This is the Popper Scan buy list for Thursday, January 5th. A couple of stocks that were on last night's pop again. CFW. We've got a couple of these little cheapy penny plays because they're actually starting to wake up. And going into the close today, we saw some very nice action across small cap land. Russell 2K is right below 200-day moving average breakout, and this is the sweet spot the next 2 weeks for small cap stocks every January. So fingers crossed that we're starting to see a move on these. Anyway, CFW, 10-cent break. 16 cents is possible target here. TIV is another small little oil play. 17 and a half to 20 cents is a possible target on this one. But focus for tomorrow, MVIS. We finally got our breakout today, late in the day on very heavy volume. CES is next week. This day last year is when MVIS started its 30% move. It went from $1.80 to $2.40 going into the CES show. 50 cents, the 50-day moving average, and possibly more depending on what rumors start to float around. And this stock loves to get Apple rumors this time of the year. So let's see if another one comes to fruition. RSI breaking the 50 level. Stochastic's about to break the 50. We're about to get a positive 80x cross. Chart looks good. 4-week consolidation. Small caps, penny stocks are starting to wake up. All the ingredients for a very nice run on this one. 40 cents breakout. Let's see if we can get 50 cents over the next 2 days or next couple of days. ACPW, we've been waiting patiently for this one to break out. We finally got a breakout on very nice volume today. We got to close above the 50-day moving average. Let's see if we can get continuation. If you're looking to add this one, a break of 80 cents would be your next add for 85 to 95 cent as the next target range. Chart looks really, really good. Typically on these range-bound breakouts, we've been seeing follow-through over the next 2 to 3 days. So let's see if that is the case here on ACPW. Stops on this one. You could probably trail your stops. You know, it held really, really well above the 74-cent level today. So that could be your stops on this one if you do add to positions on an 80-cent break. DHT broke out today. We tried it, and it ended up stopping us out. Failed late in the day, but the chart still looks good. Might have been one of those rip, dip, and rip moves. Volume has been continuing to increase over the last couple of days. I may try this one again tomorrow if it tries an 85-cent break just because of the chart setup with a 50-day moving average target. Stops will be 82 cents if I entered on an 85-cent break. FCEL, 95-cent break gives us 105 to 110. This chart's shaping up pretty good. Keep a close eye on this one. Might be one that could be worth entering a little partial position here around the 20-day exponential at 92 cents, especially if we start to see these small cap stocks really start to explode. And we saw some of that late into the day today. OXGN, place it high on your watch list. It's been a couple of weeks since this one went on a spike. Any sort of positive news, this stock loves to run. 120, 20% upside on this one, especially if it gets news. So keep an eye on it. Chart looks ready, so it could be getting ready to turn here over the next couple of days. HSOL, after its nice little consolidation, looks like it's finally on a move. 115 break. Could give a move up to that 125 area, and this probably is where you'll really see traders start to come in, maybe next week, for a run up to that 50-day moving average up there towards the 150 level. Chart looks really, really good. Sort of similar to the next one, USU, which is now a 25% winner from the Pop Scan list. Continuation on this one, getting up there to our 50-day moving average target. Remember, this has been the target on a lot of these January popper plays, and this one's almost there. So it gives us a good rule of thumb to play some of these. This one's a January popper play, but it's also on the Pop Scan play. SPEX trading alert today. Biotech stock, as you can see, has the classic December tax law sell-off consolidated over the last couple of weeks. We got our first close above the 20-day exponential. And a thing to keep in mind on this chart, the last 3 times this stock had a big sell-off, closed under its 20-day exponential, and then finally broke through it. It went on a 200%, 100%, and 25, 30% move after that move through the 20-day exponential. 50-day moving average, 154 is the target on this baby. RSI about to break 50. Stochastics up through the 50 level. Chart looks really, really good in my opinion. Serious. Rule of 2 in the house. Actually, let's look at DEXO. DEXO broke $2 yesterday. Rule of 2 says 90% of the time when a stock breaks $2 for the first time in a long time, it runs to 210, 220, 240. DEXO did it all today in one day. It did 210, 220, and then closed at 240 almost. Perfect, picture perfect rule of 2 play. Serious. Finally got a breakthrough and close above its 200-day moving average. Rule of 2 in effect. 210, 220, 240 are the targets on this one. Stops 185. I know the stops are pretty steep, but sometimes these stocks can dip to scare you and then run. But I really think we're going to see serious trading north of $2.10 tomorrow, just like it did when we played this stock back in April. When it broke 2, it ran to 242 over the next week or so. Sirius looks very, very good here, and it broke out on good news, which should support the run over the next few days. Also, Sirius is probably going to be a CES play. BZH, the home builders are actually breaking out. And actually, let me pull up HOV as well, which is the better breakout play. HOV, 169 break, could give a move up to that $190, $2 area, the 200-day moving average. It's been finding resistance at 160 over the last 3 days. So actually a breakthrough 160 with 155 stops, an early breakout entry could be the way to go here. If you do enter on a 169, 160 would be the stops just because it's been resistance for this stock for the last 3 days. But heavy buying volume on this one. Good jobs report tomorrow. May really light this one up and some others. Last but not least, we've got NLST. Let me type that in correctly. $3 break, 313, 330 target. Got a positive MACD cross today. Stochastics up through 50. This one could see some nice follow through tomorrow, especially on volume. Quick mention, NEI. Another one of our January popper plays. Upped guidance today. Still mega undervalued, but it's got resistance at 130. 25% gainer there for the patient trader. That's all that matters. Go back, look at that chart list I emailed to you guys 2 weeks ago, and just look at how many of those plays have gone boom. We've still got some of them left. It's looking really, really good going into this week. Quick mention on the markets. Here is the Russell 2K chart. As you can see, we're coiling right below that 200-day moving average. Dow daily chart continued to the upside today. This candle doesn't really give us justice. We are down 100 points this morning on more European crap. But the U.S. banks ignored it and started to run, and that was our cue for the market to run. So we're starting to see some enthusiasm in this market. And also what helped today, the ADP report for December came out, and they said 325,000 jobs created in December, way above consensus estimates. So let's see what the real number is tomorrow. I believe they're looking for consensus of 204,000. A really good number, and we could see a nice gap and run on this market tomorrow. And if so, the small caps will really start to get some momentum. This will be, 3 days in a row with the market holding its gains and then another breakout move. You could start to see traders really start to grow balls going into next week. And that's the kind of thing that feeds on itself, especially with that golden cross we have on the daily chart. As you can see, 15-minute chart, we continue to stair step higher, so looking good. Let's see what that jobs report is tomorrow, and the CES plays will really start to heat up now, especially starting next week. So get ready, guys. It looks like we could possibly, touch wood, have some nice momentum coming into the small caps right now. So that's it for the PopScan video. Any questions, feel free to send me an email, feedback@buysellshort.com or .net. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.